Oh man, look at this. So dirty, and this is like kind of like caked on here. It's hard to get off. There's a bunch of that down there. There's some sort of sticky liquid here. The viewer that sent it in, his name is Leon. He said that there was liquid spilled inside of it. I was hoping it was like water or something, but it's a little sticky. I think the best thing to do with this one is gonna be just to tear the whole thing apart, just because I want to take a look at the inside and just make sure there's no liquid or corrosion down in there. The fan is stuck too, it won't even come out. Oh, almost getting it, there we go. Yep, so we got liquid on the fan. Here, down there, on the edges, over here. There's a lot of liquid here. So surprisingly, there's nothing corroded on this connector. Let's check this one. Same, also nothing corroded there. That is actually pretty surprising. Usually these connectors are one of the first things to corrode. But I think also when it's things like soda, which I assume this is, there's less of a chance of connectors corroding. It's actually, at least from what it seems like, it's a lot worse when it is water. Even down in here, there's liquid all the way down there. And even this button right here is sticky. So I'll need to take that out. Let's just do that right now. And look at this, just this buildup right here. It's like a mix of dirt and debris and soda. Yummy. Okay, and now we should be able to pull this up. Oh, it feels sticky. So you can see how liquid went through the heatsink from the top and then just drained all the way down here. So whatever was spilled into this, there was a lot of it. So really, the only thing we can do is just keep tearing this thing down, because these are the motherboards right in here, and we've got to make sure those are in good condition with no corrosion on the boards. And while we're there, we might as well install the perfect amount of thermal paste. So we've definitely got liquid on this board right here. It's kind of stuck to the metal piece underneath it. How's the back side of this board? Not too bad. We got some liquid over here. So let's check under this board. This is the part I'm worried about because there's holes right here and the liquid seemed to come down this way. It's definitely stuck. There's a little bit of liquid on the board there. Other than that though, this doesn't look too bad. I gotta check the bottom side. There is liquid on this ribbon cable right here, but the connection looks okay right there. So let's check underneath this board. See how bad it is. Okay, not bad. I'm still hopeful about this. And we got some liquid there, some there, a little bit over here. We got some right here. Quite a bit on this metal plate, so we got to see what it looks like under the metal plate. Still hopeful though. And now we can remove the metal plate. We got a little bit of liquid over here that got in right here, but I don't see any actually on the board. Also, somebody has had this apart before. This screw is almost totally stripped. This one is a little bit stripped, and these two are okay. I think we can get, yeah, we can still get a bit in there. That's good. I didn't really want to have to drill a screw out today. And now we can remove the board and have a look at the other side. See if there's any liquid damage there. I don't see any evidence of liquid down here. Well, let's check the board. And I think we are pretty good here. Oh, we've got some over here. Actually, some all the way along here, so we definitely need to clean that out. A little bit right there, but other than that, I think we're pretty much good to go. So I'm gonna get that cleaning done, and then obviously we'll install the perfect amount of thermal paste, and then we can start cleaning the rest of the console. So I'm gonna come through first with some isopropyl alcohol and soak all of these spots. That will just make it easier to remove. If I go in and don't soak them, then sometimes it just makes it more difficult to get the spots off, and sometimes it sticks to my Q-tip a lot more. So I like to give them a nice pre-soak before I come in and start scrubbing on them. Okay, and now we have this part of the board all nice and clean. I'm gonna flip it over and clean the rest of it, and then we'll get to the thermal paste. And now with this board fully clean, we can apply the perfect amount of thermal paste. There we go. I really hope this thing works once we get it done. This is gonna be a lot of work cleaning all this liquid damage up. And there we go with that board. Now we need to clean this one. So I have this board all cleaned off. This metal plate I've cleaned off for the most part. I can't quite get all of it. There's like drips that go all the way down this, and I got most of the sticky stuff off, but I can't quite get all of it, but it's definitely good enough. It's not going to cause any problems, whatever small amount is there. So I'm gonna get this put back together here, get this plate on, and then we'll put the next board on like this. Okay, we should be good so far. Now we need to clean this off, and clean this off, and clean this off, and then clean this off. I'm not gonna show most of this. You guys have already seen this, so I'm gonna skip past most of it, but I will show once I get to the power supply. And now with that stuff installed, we can move on to the power supply. At first, I was a little bit worried about this power supply because I thought maybe some liquid got in it, but looking at it, I think it's probably fine. The liquid came from this top side and then spilled down the side of it, especially since it has this shield here, probably just for that reason. I think we're probably fine on the power supply. So for now, I'm just gonna give it a good cleaning and then get it installed. And as you can see in this view, there's a lot of liquid that spilled over this. So I'm guessing the liquid came down and hit it and spilled down both sides. Luckily, there's not really any holes in the bottom. There's a couple here, but not really holes that would be easy for liquid to go down inside, especially since it was vertical like this. So it looks like the liquid also went down in here and down in these little grooves right here. So hopefully this power supply is still good. And better. And with the power supply pretty clean, not perfect, but pretty clean, we're gonna get this back installed into the Xbox. Okay, so we have the power board installed, the ribbon cable installed. Let's see if we get an eject beep, which we probably wouldn't since the disk drive is not installed. Now that I think about it, let's try the power button. Oh, we get nothing. Okay. So next, let's check and see if this power supply is putting out the power to the boards on this Xbox. If it's not, then we know that's what needs to be replaced. Now let's see what Scotty has to say about it. Okay, and the connector down here under this metal shield shows 0 volts going into the board. Oh, never mind, I measured it wrong. And the connector down here on the board shows 11.9 volts. That's the voltage we should have. So given the fact that the power supply is putting out the voltage we need, I think we need to start looking at these connectors in this power board. So what I'm worried about is I think maybe there's some liquid down inside this connector. When I pull it out, I just feel kind of a stickiness in there. And then if we look at this ribbon cable right here, it's kind of hard to show on camera, but it's still got sticky stuff here. So we got to see if we can clean this connector out better. I'm just using a toothbrush and some IPA here. It's pretty difficult to get in there really with anything, but with a toothbrush I can get its bristles in there. It takes a while to clean because this is obviously very sticky stuff and it just takes a while to get it to clean off of the stuff it's on. So we can replace it if we need to, but obviously I would like to avoid that. So I'm just gonna keep cleaning this for a little bit. Then when I'm done, we'll try it again. With that ribbon cable connector and ribbon cable cleaned, let's try it again. Oh, there we go. We got a ding from the disk drive. That's as far as we're gonna go right now. I'm not gonna power it on fully. Oh, we even have a light. That is great news. I'm not gonna power it on fully because we don't have a fan. So let's get the rest of this cleaned up. Then we'll get it all put back together and then we'll test it and see if the disk drive works. Got a lot of this debris that's just kind of stuck on here. So I want to get all of that off as much as I possibly can. Unfortunately, this aluminum is pretty tough to clean because it can kind of like absorb the liquid a little bit. So we'll clean it off as good as we can, but it's gonna be tough to ever make it super clean. So I'm gonna clean the rest of this off camera. Let's get to the disk drive right now. Now, I'm not too worried about the inside of this disk drive because it's in the Xbox like this, so I don't think any liquid would have got inside. I think it's worth just cleaning it up and then installing it and seeing if it works. If it does not, then we can take it apart and look inside, but I think it's probably gonna work just fine, but I've gotta get it cleaner than it is. This thing is just gross between the hair and dirt and debris and then the liquid. It looks pretty bad. And now the disk drive is looking much better. I think we're ready to install it. Ugh, and even more cleaning. We got hair and debris down here, more liquid down on the case. You know what? I'm just gonna do this all off camera. Let's just skip right to the assembly. Okay, and here we go. Do we have an eject noise? Yep. Okay, and we got, oh, we even have a disc in here. What do we have? Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Okay, let's see if we get anything on the screen though. Oh, come on. There we go, that's what I'm talking about. So we've saved another Xbox Series X. This one was definitely a time-consuming repair, but it's great to see it working again. Oh, and the disk drive is working great. If you like this video, you might like the video where I tried to fix an Xbox Series X that was dropped onto concrete. I'll put that video up on your screen now so you can click on that and come hang out with me over there and see if I can fix it. Thank you so much for watching today, and I hope you have a good one.